So here's a quick walk around of the exterior of the car. I'm gonna make a quick like distance walk around, then I'll go up close and show the paint and some of the small imperfections. It's a tight fit right here, but I think I can squeeze. Yeah. Back out. So I'll just start right here, show you guys the body lines. One small ding. Rock chips are very minor, like I said, nothing major. There's just some of them are already touch-up paint. But as far as these bugs, as far as rock chips, that one and that one, that's the majority of them. On the passenger fender, a few right here. Front bumper, has nothing. Matter of fact, hold on one second. There's some dust on the front bumper. I just don't want you guys getting confused with dust and rock chips because this front bumper doesn't have a single rock chip on it. But yeah, here's the bumper up close. Here's the driver fender. Minor rock chips. Touch-up paint. Driver door is in really good shape. Just the handle here has a small rock chip. Touch-up paint. Roof. Quarter panel, great shape. Small rock chip. Rear bumper, great shape. Rock chip on the trunk. You can see the Mach 1 spoiler is in great shape, no clear fade. Just scratch right there on the trunk. Passenger recorder. Sorry about the quick detailer smears. Passenger door. Small chip there. Touch-up paint. Otherwise, really good shape. Just the worst part of the car, like I said in the ad, is the hood. You can tell it's a different shade of orange versus the rest of the car. I'm not a big fan of the cow hood. I wish when I bought the car it had the shaker hood, but it did not. This hood may or may not look the same. I'm thinking about wrapping the cow. What I'm going to do is maybe wrap it satin black to match the black on the Mach 1 side decals. Then I have these Mach 1 decals in the same color, and I want to put them right here up against the satin black. I think that would probably make the car look a lot better. Well, the car looks great, it'll make the hood look better. I mean, you can see overall the car's in great shape. I'll show you guys the interior, which I'm going to add in a separate video. But just from a quick glance, you can see it's in good shape. Windshield has no rock chips, it's not cracked, nothing like that. Show you guys the interior. And like I stated in my ad, The interior of this car is in amazing shape. There's no cracks or dash damage anywhere. Vents, door cards, everything's in great shape. I just gave it a quick wipe down, so excuse any residual detailer that might be in these cracks and crevices. But I just wanted to shine it up a little bit so you guys can get the full picture. Steering wheel's in great shape. Here's the driver's side door card. No cracks. Passenger side. No cracks. Center stack. Great shape. E-brake works. Here's the MGW short throw shifter. Bezel's in good shape. It's not cracked. Still even has a little coin holder. Passenger seat. Great shape. No rips. Just, you know, your typical bolster wear. Headliner. No sagging. It's in great shape. Solid all the way around. Interior lot works. All the interior controls do work. Let's rotate back here to the back seats. As you can see, fantastic shape. Here's the plastics back here. No cracks. Plastic is in great shape. It's not brittle. Leather is in amazing shape back here. Looks like nobody's even sat back there. Windows work. Power mirror. Both of them. They do work. Car's not running, but your fan controls, all this stuff works. I'll take a more in-depth video of the gauges and AC controls when I drive the car. But yeah, as you can see, the only issue with the interior, like I said in the ad, would be this driver's seat. You can see it's ripped right here at the seam of the bolster. But the seat itself overall, it's in great shape. The interior in general is in really good shape. So yeah, that's the interior tour. Just replaced the AC compressor because it was leaking green dye everywhere. So it has a brand new AC compressor on it. So I just want to show you guys. There's still some residual neon green dye on the rack and pinion. But otherwise, you can see there's no oil leaks. There's the T-56. It doesn't leak. No rust. Zoom out, show you guys the UPRK member. Crawl underneath here. Off-road X-Pop. Magnaflow mufflers. One piece aluminum drop shaft. BBK long tube headers. There's the Ford Racing adjustable clutch cable. It's got a mini starter on it, so if you ever have to replace it, super easy to get to. The headers and the tubular K-member make things so much easier to work around. But yeah, here's the undercarriage. As you can see, no rust. Torque boxes, from what you can see back here, they're in good shape. Those are the factory Mach 1 subframe connectors. Let me try to get underneath it some more for you guys. Try to get back here on the tail shaft. Just to show you guys it doesn't leak a drop of anything anywhere. Rear end. Bell housing. Oil pan. Yeah. We'll run to the other side of the back of the car. It's not jacked up. I should be able to crawl underneath it and show you guys the rear real quick. If you guys can see, the fuel tank's brand new. That's a 0304 Cobra fuel tank. You definitely can't see the top hat of the fuel pump assembly, but I have a 98 Mustang's fuel pump assembly because you get the integrated return and feed lines. There, I'll show you guys the rear end. It's just dirty, but you can see there's no rust. And you can see the torque boxes. Both of them are in good shape. Better view of the drive shaft. Rear end's been refreshed. It just has your factory Ford Racing Performance 355 ring and pinion gear in it. But that's basically the undercarriage tour. I'm gonna go ahead and pop the hood while the car is still running. That way I can turn it off and you guys can hear me a little more clearly. I just want you guys to listen to it for the time being. You can hear the AC compressor kicking on and off. The engine runs super smooth. You just have the typical injector noise. That's every Coyote does it. Well, every mod motor that I've ever had has always had loud injectors. You can see the engine runs super smooth, smooth as silk. I'm gonna leave the hood just not completely shut because we'll come back around and talk about the engine with the build list, and I'll pop the hood and we'll go in depth. But while the car's still idling, we'll just make a quick walk around of the car real quick, and then I'll turn it off. So I'm going to give you guys a driving video of the car. stop perfectly fine. Doesn't idle down, doesn't stall out. Coming to a stop, or a rolling stop. Alignment's good. You just have to excuse the Tennessee roads, they're very bad. We're gonna hit some bumps here. Yeah. Rides, shifts, it's all nice and smooth. It's fun to drive. And here's from the driver's seat, tach, thermometer. Everything works. Here's a decent corner, just to show you guys. It takes curves really well. A little bit of a rev. But yeah. So with the hood popped open, I'll give you guys a quick overview of this Coyote swap. This is a F-150s Gen 1 Coyote. It came off a 2014 F-150 with 90,000 miles. It has the MMR Billet oil pump gears and a crank sprocket, and it has a Mustang oil pump housing. They are larger. F-150s had thinner oil pump gears, so they're pretty weak in general, so it's just nice to upgrade everything while you're down there. This is SR Performance cold air intake. We have a Steeda throttle body spacer. That's just to help kind of give us clearance for the Mach 1's alternator. You can see it kind of tucks in real nice and neat underneath the Boss 302 intake manifold. We have the Mustang's timing cover, which uses the Mustang's harmonic balancer as well. It uses a dual 6-rib setup. The F-150s had a 4-rib and a 6-rib, so if you're going to reuse the Mach 1 accessories or even Coyote accessories, you need the dual 6-rib harmonic balancer to make everything work with the 6-rib belts all the way around. It uses the Powered by the Hours control pack. It's just a, when I first got the car, it was on a base control pack tune for the F-150, and it's got the wire and harness. It's been worked by Lethal Nate. That way everything internal, like the gauges, all that stuff works. It works in unison with the Coyote's harness and the original Mach 1 harness, basically. So you have a separate OBD2 port for the Coyote's engine management, so custom tuning. It's just like a regular Mustang. You just hook a scanner up to it or a tuner and tune via either SCT or HP tuners. Another thing, I guess I'll talk about the driveline. It has a Ram twin disc clutch. We have the UPR's adjustable. That's the firewall adjuster for the cable tension, and that's a Ford Racer Performance adjustable clutch cable. And it has the UPR's 3-hook quadrant up in the dash where the pedals and stuff are at. And then we have a Terminator's T-56, and it has the 26 spline input shaft upgrade. It's an actual Trimic input shaft, so it's the good one. You can buy cheap ones and they explode. This one actually has a official Trimic 26 spline input shaft, so it's the real deal. It's the real McCoy. It's got a McLeod clutch fork, Ford, OEM throw-up bearing. It's the only way to go. MGW short throw shifter, Of course, it's got a UPR, not adjustable, but tubular K member. You can't see it, but I done a undercarriage tour. It's got Eibach lowering springs. It gives the car a pretty good stance. 305s in the rear, 245s up front. We have Stop Tech pads, drilled and slotted rotors all the way around. Sorry, I'm reading from a list because I know I'll forget. I'm trying to think about this from memory. It has the 2003-04 Cobra fuel tank. It's baffled, so it's a little more performance oriented versus the regular Mach 1's fuel tank. It's got the 1998 Cobra fuel hat or fuel pump assembly with a Marlboro 255 drop-in filter. So it uses a return style system. You can see I got a mechanical gauge on the fuel rail. The regular Mach 1s had a returnless style, so they only had one return port. When I bought the car, someone had drilled into the original top hat and the gasket was starting to leak, or they made their own return line fitting. So I just went ahead, replaced it completely. I didn't want to risk a fire or fuel leaks. That's very dangerous. So we have an actual fuel hat that's made for both a return and feed style fuel system. It's got C5 Corvettes, fuel filter and a regulator. It's a very common thing people do with Coyote swaps. All the fuel lines, as you can see, they're braided. I bought all Russell AN adapters. The exhaust, BBK long tube headers, off-road X-pipe, MagnaFlow mufflers. And cosmetics, of course, it's got the Cervini 4-inch cowl hood. It's a love or hate kind of thing right there. We have the Terminator side skirts. We have a Celine chrome 5-spoke wheels. And I put this Cobra R antenna delete. The antenna is still in the fender well. Well, it's not in the fender well, but it's up underneath, like in the dash. If you guys want to go back with the antenna, I just think the antennas look ugly on these cars, and I use Bluetooth, Google Music, so the radio is just kind of something I don't use anymore. It's pretty neat. Headlights, everything's LED. Signal lights for switchbacks, windshield wipers, all that stuff works. Matter of fact, I'll just go ahead and show you guys. Hit the hazards real quick. I don't think the key has to be turned on. No. LEDs. Fog lights, LEDs too. Tail lights are just your standard bulbs. I don't even know if you can even see those in the video or not. Turn the hazards off. Let's see if these switchbacks, yeah, you can see they go back to a clean white LED. Turn that off. I guess the key has to be turned on for the wipers to work. But yeah, defrost, all that stuff works. The only things that don't work are the steering wheel controls, the cruise control. That stuff doesn't work. I think that you can only wire that up with an automatic transmission. Another thing I want to note is the MGW short throw shifter and the T-56. It is a manual lockout. The electronic lockout's not wired up. So to go into reverse, it takes a little bit of force, but it is doable, and it's not the end of the world. I just push it in reverse. Now we're out of reverse. Oh, and by the way, I'm on an incline. You can see the e-brake works. Actually, matter of fact, just to prove it to you guys, the car's going to start rolling back. E-brake's back on. We're neutral. You can see we're still not moving, but always park with the e-brake on. In gear. You can see AC, all that stuff works. One thing I want to share with you guys with the 1998 fuel pump assembly, you do delete the PPRV, which is a positive pressure relief valve, I believe is what it's called. So when you turn the key off, you lose fuel pressure. Originally, the Mach 1s, like I said, they were returnless style, so they held fuel pressure in the rail. And since we've done away with that, you actually have to prime the car just for a couple seconds. So key off, turn the key on, fuel pump will run, and she fires right up, no problem. But let's say you're driving and you stall out, you know, you greenhorn the car. You don't have to let it prime, because on key on ignition, the fuel pump's always running. So for an example, say we just started out, barely turned the key. Oh, she wants to keep running. Say you started out, freaking out in traffic. See, it fires right back up. It's only on initial startups. So I just wanted to be clear about that. You know, it's not the end of the world, but there's the gauges. I'm sure you guys probably want to hear the exhaust. But yeah,